I guess we'll just do it right here. Let's look at the roster. Let's look at the roster of vanilla Marvel 3 now. So, I love the presentation of this one, by the way. You, like, build the comic book cover of your 3 characters. I think it's super sick, but let's go through vanilla Marvel 3's roster and see if there is... Let's actually judge every single character on a 1 to 5 how much I want them in. Actually, 0 to 5, from 0 being they can go to hell, never come back, to 5 being, yeah, you should probably be in this game. Battlesuit Jill. 0. I'm giving Battlesuit Jill a 0 because I want it to be regular Jill. We already talked about this in Marvel 2. 0. Do not come back, Battlesuit Jill. Please. Wesker. Wesker would be very nice. I'm gonna give Wesker like a 5. Yeah. I'm gonna give Wesker like a 5, dude. Let's say Wesker really should be in Marvel 3. Like, really. Yeah. He is the Resident Evil bad guy. He is the Resident Evil bad guy. Wesker gets a 5. Chris, he's already in, so we won't talk about it. Dr. Doom's, we already talked about him. Ramama, we already talked about him. Shumagarath, we already talked about him. I think Dr. Doom was like a 5, and Shumagarath was like a 0. I'm like, we don't need him to come back. Taskmaster. Taskmaster. This is a very accessible character. A lot of people played Tasky, but I'm gonna give him like between a 2 and a 3. I'm gonna give him maybe between a 2 or a 3. I have conflicting opinions about Taskmaster. Not a huge fan of his character and his playstyle specifically. But I would probably try him if he did eventually show up in Marvel Infinite. Give him like a 2 or a 3. I'm gonna give MODOK like a 1. That's a personal opinion. That's a personal opinion on MODOK. MODOK gets like a 1. He's got a really weird playstyle, and he's kind of like, you have to be kind of an expert to use MODOK, and he's fucking MODOK. I do appreciate them throwing, like, kooky, weird characters into the game, but I'm gonna give MODOK like a 1, dude. I just probably would never play him. I mean, I'd be cool to see people play him, I just never play him. I think Skrull's actually kind of an awesome character. I think he's actually pretty friggin' cool the way he fights in this game. I just never really played him. I'm gonna give Skrull like a 3. I would definitely try him if he was in Marvel Infinite. Yeah. I think Skrull's neat. He's got a very, very awesome hype as shit playstyle. Yeah. I think a 3 fits. We already talked about... We don't need to talk about Zero. Somehow he's already in Marvel Infinite. We don't need to talk about Tron. We already talked about Akuma. Sea Viper. Oh my god, I just forgot this chick was in this game. Wow, 1. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing people play as Sea Viper. I wouldn't mind. But... damn, dude. There are several other Street Fighter characters I think would be a lot better. And just that's my opinion. Her playstyle is probably the most unique thing about her. She actually is kind of fun to play in these games since she's very technical. But damn, dude, Sea Viper, like, really? They had to throw in a Street Fighter 4 representative. And you know what? Of all the SF4 representatives, she's the best. Like, it would be better than getting Viper than Rufus or, like, Abel. But, yeah, I think Jury would be a lot better. Like, right? Jury would be such a better representation of a Street Fighter 4 character or a Street Fighter character. Yeah. I'd say she's like a 1. All these characters are in Marvel Infinite. We've already talked about Storm. Spider-Man's in there. Dante's in there. Oh, Trish. Trish. Man. I just realized how fucking weird she looks right here. I'm gonna give Trish like a 2. I would definitely not play her. Wouldn't mind seeing... Actually, not. I'm gonna give Trish like a 1. I always thought Trish was a really weird addition. I think her playstyle isn't too bad, but it's like, Trish? Like, she's barely in any of the Devil May Cry games. Like, I think I'd prefer Lady. Like, if they put in Lady, that'd be so much better. I think Lady is such a cooler character than Trish. I wanted to be the one to fill your dark soul with light. I would definitely prefer Lady over Trish. I'm giving Trish like a 1. I'm giving her like a 1. My god, dude. Amy. I'm gonna give Amaterasu a 3. It was a smart choice to put Amy in here. It was a good call. It's an interesting character type too, with a really interesting and different playstyle than any other Marvel character. I'm gonna give Amy like a 3. I would probably try her out if she was in Marvel Infinite. I know a lot of people kind of like the dog. Yeah, I give Amy like a 3. I think she'd be fine. I'd be okay with that. But I wasn't super happy about it here. Like when Vanilla Marvel 3 came out, I was like, oh my god, they put Amy in instead of like Amy instead of Jin, Amy instead of Capcom. Like what the hell? Which is why I was equally as upset with Spencer when he showed up in this game. I'm like, fucking Spencer? To that horrible-ass Bionic Commando game that nobody bought? Somehow they put Spencer into this game? Spencer's playstyle is actually unique and interesting. He's essentially a much more effective Spider-Man. He's just a way better version of Spider-Man. So, I don't know, man. I don't know how the holy dick tits Spencer is somehow in the new game, much less he showed up in the old games. And I'm already talking about him because I'm upset about it. He's already in the new game, so we don't even... Let's just move on. V-Joe. I'm gonna give Beautiful Joe like a 2. I know a lot of people like him, which is why I'm not rating him really low. And I think Beautiful Joe does represent a part of Capcom that shouldn't be forgotten, you know, the Clover days. I think V-Joe is an important character, so based on that, I'm probably gonna give him like a 3. I'd give Joe like a 3 overall. A lot of people would be happy if Joe actually finally made it back into the game, and it's just kind of weird that he's gone. I think he's gonna be in there. I think he's gonna make it. It's just... I don't know a lot of the choices they were making early on. I really don't. Same thing with Phoenix Wright not showing up in the game. It's like they must be saving these characters for DLC. They have to. They have to, man. We only have a couple of 5s so far. I wouldn't mind a Joe making it in the game. I just definitely would not play him. I would not play him. We already talked about Wolvie. Deadpool! Easily one of the most fun characters in Marvel, in Vanilla, and Ultimate. I give Deadpool a 5. Just based on the popularity of Deadpool recently as well, Deadpool is more popular than he ever has been. Deadpool should fucking be in the game, dude. Deadpool should absolutely be in the game. Like, what the hell, dude? I think Deadpool is, like, important. Like, let's get Deadpool into Vanilla. I'm sorry, let's get Deadpool into Infinite. That should happen. It should absolutely happen. We already talked about Magneto in the last one. He was a 5. Shenko. Once again, another curious choice that they'd made all the Darkstalkers representatives in this game female. I think Shenko's a really interesting character, but I'm gonna give her like a 1. I'm gonna give her like a 1, man. I like seeing people play as her, but I would much there prefer to be other characters. Other Darkstalker characters than Shenko. Yeah. I'm gonna give her like a 1. I'd be okay with her not coming back. You know what? I'm gonna actually bump Shenko down to a 0. I'd be okay with her not coming back at all. Let's just... She got her chance. She got to be an Ultimate and this game. She didn't get a really big chance because she was obviously terrible. She was like super hard to use. I'm gonna bump Shenko down to a 0. I don't think she should come back. I do not think she should come back. I don't. I think let's bring back another Darkstalkers character instead of that. I think Felicia should definitely come back instead of Shenko. I think that'd be better. And I don't even hate Shenko as a character. I actually think she's like super cool and she's like this crazy Chinese ghost. Nah, let's get rid of her. Let's get rid of Shenko. X23. I'm gonna give X a 3. Similar to Wolverine, I think she should come back, but they should make her more accessible. Problem is that she's just a shitty Wolverine in this game for the most part. I give X a 3. Yeah. I think she can be really cool if she did show up in Marvel Infinite, but I would probably try her out. I'd probably try her out. She's a tough character to get good with, though. She's kind of tough. She's kind of tough. We already talked about Felicia. We already talked about Morgan. Felicia, I gave like a 3, I think. 0. 0. Never again. Don't ever fuck up this hard ever again. -5. Don't ever. This game, this character polarized the fuck out of this game. And Ultimate. She became a lot weaker in Ultimate. A 0. If they normalized her and took away all the horseshit resurrection gimmicks, she gets like a 2 or a 3. Like a 2 or a 3. I actually really love the Jean Grey alternate costume for her. I think that's cool. But if she's a resurrection horseshit character again, 0. Don't ever do that again. Like, it was not good. It's not good. It was a bad call. We already talked about Sentinel. He's like a, I gave him like a 4. Oh man, I guess I'll just comment on Arthur. I think Arthur's like a 1. The fact that he made it back is just like, what the hell? A 1. Hagar's like a 4. I'm glad he's back in. But I want Zangief to also be in there too. I need to talk about Hulk. She-Hulk. I'd give She-Hulk a 2. I wouldn't be upset. I'd prefer She-Hulk over Shenko, which is kind of funny. I'd give She-Hulk like a 2. I think she's actually got a fairly unique playstyle. Watching her do hype shit is actually kind of fun. Watching her do like run cancels and stuff is actually really cool. They made her an interesting character. But in the pantheon of things, I would give so many other Marvel female characters higher grades than She-Hulk. So many other characters that give a higher grade than She-Hulk. Like, the fact that it is She-Hulk, it's like, where the hell did that decision come from? But who knows? Maybe She-Hulk's really popular. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, man. She's definitely a 2. Would not play her, wouldn't mind watching. Wouldn't mind watching. Well, there we go. And if we just thought about, like, Ultimate Marvel 3, like, most of the roster of Ultimate Marvel 3 is already in Marvel Infinite. That's pretty much what the majority of characters were. They were Ultimate characters. But who are the characters that are not in... that are from Ultimate Marvel 3 that are not in MvCI? It's very few. It's like Phoenix Wright and Phoenix Wright. Who else? Phoenix Wright and Virgil, I think, were the only 2 that weren't in there. Iron Fist. No, thank you. Phoenix Wright, Virgil, Iron Fist. And I think that's it, right? Frank West is already in. Frank West is in Infinite. Rocket's in Infinite. I think it's those 3. Nova is in Infinite. Everyone forgot that Nova is already in Infinite. Yeah, okay, so let's talk on a surface level about Phoenix Wright, Virgil, and Iron Fist. I would never play Phoenix Wright, really, outside of just like maybe pressing buttons with him. But he's like a 5, dude. He's one of the most popular goddamn Capcom characters there is. He was one of the most requested characters for Marvel 3, and he made it into Ultimate. I'm gonna say Phoenix Wright's like a fucking 5. Virgil, I'm gonna give like a 3, just because I'm not even a big Virgil fan. I would prefer it to be Nero. I think Nero with like the arm and the Rev sword would be super sick. But I'm gonna give Virgil like a 3. Virgil is now a part of Marvel. Like, the top tier characters become like the Marvel characters, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna say Virgil's like a 3. We can wait on that shit. Virgil can have a fucking little timeout because he was everywhere in that game. And Iron Fist, I'd also give a 3. I think Iron Fist could be a lot better if they tackled him in a different way instead of like the power-up things. He should honestly always have that power-up shit. And Iron Fist has some pretty hype stuff. Like, I think he could be cool. And I think Iron Fist is kind of relevant again, sorta. So I'd give him like probably between a 2 or a 3 the more I think about it. I much prefer other characters from Marvel other than Iron Fist. Yeah, I'd say the characters that are 5s Phoenix Wright, Wesker, Akuma is a 5 to come back. Deadpool is a 5 to come back. Magneto is a 5 to come back. Wolverine is a 5 to come back. And I think that's about it. Yeah, on this roster, I think that's about it. I think Sentinel, we gave him like a 4. So there you go. Order of importance. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Who are these whack-ass teams? Deadpool's a 5. Yeah, I agree. Jack Baker would be great. I agree. It'd be nice to have Jack in it. Just be nice. Damn, that Cap theme, though.